Texas is more than wide skies and open land. It's a massive landscape still full of hidden stories. Beneath its plains and forests, new discoveries in 2025 revealed layers of history long buried from sight.
Firefighters tonight are attacking explosive wildfires that are tearing through Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and Colorado. At least 6 people have died, more than 1 million acres have burned, and thousands have been forced from their homes.
Texas. The very word conjures images of endless horizons, sun-drenched plains stretching beneath blazing skies, dense pine forests masking secrets under their canopy, windswept plateaus braced against the whisper of eternity. Yet for all its mythic landscapes and iconic history, the true story of Texas has only begun to unfold. In 2025, the relentless pursuit of knowledge shattered the boundaries of what we thought possible. As teams of geologists, archaeologists, volcanologists, paleontologists, and biologists peeled back the layers, both literal and metaphorical, of this immense region. What emerged from these investigations was nothing short of astonishing. Skeletons of the ancient and long vanished, volcanic features hidden in plain sight, lost ecosystems, and signatures of forgotten cataclysms. All revealed in a single year that expanded Texas's scientific profile. The ground beneath our feet, once assumed ordinary, now tells stories of eruption, geological transformation, evolution, and resilience on a scale few had dared imagine. Across windswept prairies, beneath canyons older than memory, and amid once invisible networks carved by water or fire, Texas has yielded secrets that challenge our understanding of time, life, and the planet itself. What unseen marvels still lurk below the familiar hills and valleys? If this year's discoveries are any measure, how many more are waiting for those bold enough to look? With each startling revelation, a single question echoes ever louder. What, beneath the surface of Texas, have we yet to uncover? Chapter 1. The Midland Volcano, Ancient Fire Below the Prairie. Beneath the softly undulating fields outside Midland, seismic profiles revealed a hidden volcanic dome, fossilized beneath layers of Permian and Cretaceous sediment. Though Texas is not generally regarded as a volcanic province, sophisticated geophysical imaging in 2025 confirmed this ancient structure, its roots tracing a fiery origin back to a forgotten epoch when the region witnessed tectonic activity. Long dormant and almost entirely entombed, the Midland volcano's subsurface magma chamber showed trace mineral patterns, basalts and rare intrusive rocks detected only in deep core drillings. The chemical signatures suggest links to older volcanic arcs that once bordered the emerging Gulf of Mexico. Was this ancient volcanic activity responsible for mineral deposits in the region? Scientists continue to analyze microscopic gas bubbles and layered minerals within the fossil volcano to reconstruct the forces that shaped early Texas geology. Each strata is a puzzle piece, clues to a world where Earth itself was alive with fire. Chapter 2. Dinosaur Giants of the Panhandle. In the red earth of the Texas Panhandle, paleontologists recently uncovered fossils of a gigantic dinosaur species, potentially larger than any previously discovered in the state. The articulated skeleton bore similarities to both sauropods and titanosaurs. Vertebrae, limb bones, and pelvic remains indicated an animal stretching more than 60 feet. Surrounding the main find, smaller fossils, teeth and limb fragments painted a portrait of a thriving Cretaceous ecosystem. Preserved pollen and plant evidence point to a warm, lush environment, with ferns and flowering plants once blanketing the steppe. Chemical analyses of the bones revealed isotope patterns, suggesting the herd may have migrated great distances, possibly following seasonal climate patterns. With every excavation, it becomes clear there are still titans buried beneath the prairie, reminders of an ancient world awaiting rediscovery. Chapter 3. Beneath the Balkans. Escarpment, the secret caves. Stretching like a stone spine across central Texas, the Balcones escarpment has long guarded natural wonders in its shadow. In 2025, cavers equipped with LiDAR and drone mapping revealed new subterranean halls, rivers, and vaults lacing through the karst. Formations of crystallized calcite and gypsum shimmered in the darkness, untouched for tens of millennia. Layers of bat guano, ancient pollen, and stalactites all record cycles of climate, droughts, floods, ecological shifts. Deep within, researchers found evidence of prehistoric fires, charred wood, and smoke-stained ceilings, suggesting temporary habitation by early people or animals. Fossilized animal tracks intermingle with faint torch marks, painting an evolving portrait of humans and wildlife seeking refuge in these caves over the ages. These findings raise new questions. What other stories are hidden in Texas's underground networks, and how have past generations interacted with these deep environments? Chapter 4. The Ice Age Mammoths of Waco. On the bluffs outside Waco, the bones of Columbian mammoths have lain for millennia, but modern excavations have illuminated their demise. Dozens of mammoth skeletons, including juveniles, reveal a story of sudden disaster, likely a flash flood that buried the herd alive in silt. Analysis of the sediment, pollen, and aquatic microfossils documents violent climatic swings and a patchwork of grassland interspersed with pine and oak. Among the fossils, researchers discovered Ice Age butchery evidence in the form of cut marks on mammoth bones. Digital reconstructions show a herd's panicked last movements in the churning mud. Did humans play a role in these deaths, or did they arrive after to scavenge the remains? The question remains open, but the evidence deepens the understanding of the fragile survival dance between Ice Age giants and early humans in Texas. Chapter 5. The Hidden Falls. Vanished waterways revealed. Remote sensing over the rugged hill country revealed ancient, long-dry waterfalls, escarpments carved when rivers ran wild following the last glacial maximum. Today's gentle seasonal creeks trace the faded paths of these cataclysmic flows. Pebbles and streamlined boulders, embedded in fossil riverbeds, testify to a time when ice melt torrents shaped canyons and valleys. In fossil sands, the remains of horses, camels, and even prehistoric bears mixed with freshwater mollusks, indicating a vibrant ecosystem drawn to these extinct waterways. Using ground-penetrating radar, scientists are reconstructing the ghost courses of river systems now lost to time, mapping the ever-evolving geography of Texas and its impact on both ancient and modern landscapes. Chapter 6. Permian Fossil Forests. Pale green world in stone. West of Abilene, bulldozers uncovered a petrified forest, remnants of a Texas once dense with ferns, cycads, and early conifers. Ancient log jams, still bearing traces of bark, were preserved where rivers once churned. The ecosystem, which thrived over 250 million years ago, predates the dinosaurs by tens of millions of years. Experts extracted fossil pollen, reconstructing an environment of constant bloom and humidity, a stark contrast to modern Texas. Among the trunks, the fossilized bones of early amphibians and proto-reptiles illustrate how the state played a role in the unfolding drama of vertebrate evolution. Some trees were buried rapidly in floods, preserving even the smallest details. These fossil forests reveal cycles of catastrophe and renewal that have shaped Texas for untold ages, linking present landscapes to primordial forests now immortalized in stone. Chapter 7. The SBISA Volcano. Forgotten Flame of East Texas. In East Texas, well logging and seismic studies in 2025 identified a ring of volcanic breccia below the Sabine River plain, the buried remains of the SBISA volcano hidden beneath surface sediments. Geochemical assays found rare minerals, spinels, olivine, and magnesite, hinting at an ancient but explosive volcanic history. Comparing samples to other Gulf Coast volcanic rocks, researchers are developing a clearer picture of periodic eruptions and their impacts. Charcoaled wood and carbonized roots indicate that, after each eruption, life returned to colonize the barren ground. Though no evidence suggests future eruptions, the volcano's remains document East Texas as a landscape once marked by fiery upheavals, now masked by calm forests and plains. Chapter 8. The Schulenburg Meteorite Field. Northwest of Schulenburg, a dense concentration of metallic fragments drew the attention of researchers. A meteorite field, its iron-nickel masses showing classic crystalline patterns formed in outer space. Microdiamonds and melted glass beads, called tektites, are intermixed in soil cores, remnants of an ancient impact centuries or millennia ago. While efforts continue to search for a visible crater, perhaps erased by erosion or floods, the meteorite fragments preserved beneath the soil remain a rare record of extraterrestrial visitors to Texas. Oral histories of fire from above endure in the area, but no definitive evidence connects modern traditions to the original event. The meteorites remain a physical link between Texas and cosmic events far beyond the Earth. Chapter 9. Earthquakes in the Lone Star Crust. Seismic maps compiled in 2025 reveal a persistent pattern of small earthquakes across Texas, most imperceptible but meticulously recorded by seismic networks. Buried beneath Dallas, El Paso, and along the Rio Grande, scientists identified evidence of ancient seismic faults, scars preserved in the geologic record. Layers in ancient lakebeds retain the marks of sudden shaking, while recent micro-earthquakes hint at ongoing tectonic stresses. Fossil spring deposits and shifted sediment cores suggest that past quakes have redirected streams or triggered abrupt landscape changes. If ancient fault lines were to activate again, the face of Texas could shift as it has countless times before. For now, these seismic archives remind us that the ground itself is never truly still. Chapter 10. The Ancient Art of the Lower Pecos. In the Lower Pecos Canyonlands, rock shelters overhang some of North America's oldest and most enigmatic pictographs. In 2025, new spectral imaging illuminated faded panels, human forms wearing antlers, abstract motifs, and animal figures, indicating sophisticated spiritual traditions. Dating places these artworks near the era of megafaunal extinctions and early Holocene climate upheaval. Some pictographs are layered atop fossilized soils containing mammoth dung, literally connecting art to the Ice Age world. Repeated handprints show these sites were used for generations, with each group adding to the communal artwork. The true meaning is elusive, but the interplay of art, ecology, and human passage continues to inspire new interpretations. Chapter 11. The LLANO Uplift, a Shield of Time. In central Texas, the LLANO Uplift is a dome of ancient crystalline rock thrust upward by ancient tectonic collisions. Outcrops of granite, schist, and marble reveal chemical processes dating over 1 billion years, marking the site as some of the oldest continental crust in Texas. Rare mineral finds, garnets, beryl, and tourmaline, glint in the sunlight, while erosion has exposed ripple marks and fossil traces from seas that once lapped above the granite peaks. Studies of these rocks provide a timeline for the movement of continents and the assembly and breakup of ancient supercontinents. The uplift stands as enduring proof of time's power, embedding the oldest Texas stories in enduring stone. Chapter 12. The Paleoindian Hunt, Ghosts on the Plains. Sand layers on the rolling plains have yielded fluted spear points, mastodon bone tools, and charred hearths dating more than 13,000 years back. Such finds demonstrate Texas's key role in the earliest occupation of North America. Animal bones, bison, mammoths, and ancient horses suggest communal hunting, migratory patterns, and ritual behavior. Chert nodules, red ochre, and hearth debris reveal campsites rich in cultural tradition. Pollens embedded in tall crevices point to foraging during narrow seasons of abundance. The archaeological record thus preserves the footprints and hopes of the continent's first explorers, hidden under layers of dust and time. Chapter 13. The Houston Basin, the geological mosaic. Underneath Houston lie beds of sand, clay, and fossilized swamp, records of long-vanished deltas and shifting coastlines. Buried riverbeds, detected by seismic imaging, hint at ever-changing hydrologic systems as the Gulf of Mexico and its watersheds evolved. Shell beds, peat, and gravel layers show that multiple landscapes, ranging from oyster reefs to sloth-haunted forests, have left their traces. The basin's dynamic layering links modern floods and storms to cycles thousands of years old, connecting distant regions of the state. Subtle, ongoing land shifts continue, reminding residents that Houston is a city still shaped by its underground geology. Chapter 14. The South Texas Salt Domes. Beneath the brush country, geologists have mapped broad salt domes, huge mounds of evaporite minerals left from ancient seas. Brine vents at their surface nurture unique microorganisms, while oil and gas seeps record the gradual transformation of marine life into petroleum. Domes often pierce through overlying rock, creating warped landscapes that trap hydrocarbons. New domes identified in 2025 hint at still untapped resources and raise questions about how to balance energy extraction with ecological preservation. Specialized bacteria thriving in high salinity brine suggest biological adaptations yet to be fully explored. These layered domes tell a deep story, stretching back to eras when Texas was a shallow tropical sea. Chapter 15. The Fossilized Cypress Swamps. Along the ancient Trinity River, excavators found petrified cypress stumps deeply rooted in compacted clay, records of lush, ice-age swamps drowned as the climate shifted. The preservation of bark, wood cells, and root nodules enables botanists to reconstruct prehistoric ecosystems. Faunal remains, turtles, amphibians, and proto-alligators accompany the cypress, evidencing a thriving wetland community. Peat layers chronicle fires, storms, and droughts over millennia. Recent discoveries of new pollen types reflect still more subtle transitions in landscape and vegetation. These fossilized forests, now threatened by modern development, remain as living archives of environmental change. Chapter 16. The Rio Grande Rift, Texas at the Edge. Extending from Colorado into West Texas, the Rio Grande Rift is an active zone where the crust stretches and thins. Geophysical surveys in 2025 charted previously invisible branches of the rift beneath Texas, marked by subtle earthquake activity and hot spring anomalies. The continuing extension of the rift slightly modifies the Texas landscape, occasionally providing conditions for volcanic eruption, though no historical eruptions are recorded within Texas itself. Sediments in deep rift basins register climate oscillations and the passage of animals through corridors now dry and harsh. Sampling of mineral-rich muds offers a glimpse of chemical processes underway far beneath the surface. The Rio Grande Rift is living evidence that Texas sits on the border of persistent, though often quiet, geologic unrest. Chapter 17. Strange Chemistry of Texan Lakes. Hydrologists sampling the deepest Texas lakes in 2025 uncovered distinct chemical layers, zones of low oxygen, microbial mats, and spikes of metals and rare gases. In one secluded lake, carbonate crusts preserved not just an environmental timeline, but traces of ancient DNA. By linking water chemistry to climate history, researchers pieced together cycles of drought, flood, and industrial impacts. Some lakes suggest the presence of historical hydrothermal vents, connecting them to Texas's volcanic past. Microbes thriving in alkaline, metallic-rich waters include species newly catalogued, pushing the boundaries of known life. These lake beds offer a unique record, both of ancient processes and remarkable survival strategies. Chapter 18. The KARANKAWA Shell Mounds. Along the coast, massive shell middens remain, stacks of oyster, clam and whelk shells, testifying to millennia of KARANKAWA habitation. In 2025, new excavations showed complex layering of shell, burned bone, stone tools, and evidence of feasting and ceremony. Interspersed burnt clay and bone fragments point to both daily subsistence and ritual. Even as storms and rising sea level overrun old living areas, traces of grass mats and pigments suggest artistry and community. The resilience of these ancient people echoes through the layers, shaping a narrative of adaptation, food gathering, and cultural expression. Chapter 19. The Edwards Aquifer System, Engines of Life. Deep within central Texas limestone, the Edwards Aquifer stores and channels water through vast labyrinths. Recent mapping revealed new subsurface passageways, tracking the flow from distant uplands to life-giving springs. Rare species, blind salamanders and specialized crustaceans have evolved to thrive in this hidden, lightless world. Core samples from aquifer sediments retain evidence of ancient droughts, floods, and even shifting precipitation patterns. Unique bacteria living in these shadows remind us that essential processes often begin far beneath our feet. Careful stewardship is needed to safeguard the aquifer, upon which both wild habitats and millions of Texans depend. Chapter 20. Hidden Gardens and Relict Flora. Across remote mesas, escarpments and canyons, botanists have rediscovered populations of ancient plants, species with Ice Age roots now surviving in isolated pockets. Genetic studies confirmed the persistence of rare ferns, grasses, and lone conifers once widespread before the last glaciation. These living fossils document resilience and adaptation to changing climates, fires, and the encroachment of modern ecosystems. Environmental DNA from soil suggests that stored seed banks may harbor even more species, awaiting the right conditions to emerge. Conserving these relics populations is crucial, not only as windows on the past, but as genetic reservoirs for the future. Across the immense tapestry of Texas, each new discovery echoes outward, a ripple through both science and imagination. Beneath our boots, the land is never still. Bones rise, forests turn to stone, volcanoes fade, and rivers find new beds in silence below. Texas is far more than the sum of its visible landscapes. It is a living chronicle, each stratum an artifact, another verse in a story that stretches beyond memory. Which chapter of this epic will you be the first to open? What question lingers in your mind, demanding the patience and courage to follow it into stone, shadow, and wind? Share which discovery moved you most, or where you've glimpsed the silent marvels of Texas firsthand. For more journeys into the planet's hidden realms, subscribe and join us as we continue the timeless search for Earth's untold wonders. Until then, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember, the greatest secrets are often those just behind the veil, waiting for a curious mind to bring them into the light.